Battery minerals and the lithium raw material subset that we're a part of are a very big part of the future of the mining industry. And I'm pleased to be part of both a company and now an industry that's supporting really significant change all around the world as we move to decarbonise the global economy. And the electrification theme, of which the batteries are an important part, is a really big part of that. And I feel like it's both. You know, we can all take some pride as to the direction that the mining industry is generally taking, and of course really pleased that Pilbara Minerals is an important part of that. It's nice to think that right now the industry as a whole can say we're part of the solution to decarbonising the global economy, as compared to people's perception that in some way, you know, we're part of the problem. And I really think that's an important part of the value proposition that the mining industry can now take to the public and use to solicit a whole new round of mining professionals to join the industry and be part of that revolution. We've all heard about the automation initiatives, the extent to which automation is now becoming an important proposition for the mining industry, both from a productivity perspective but also with respect to maintaining safe workplaces. But that's really just the start. For the same reason that the decarbonisation of the global economy is a really important initiative, the same thing is going to happen at the mine level, and what that's going to force is a lot more electrification, the application of renewable power supplies, and they're going to become really big themes, I'm certain, over the coming decades as the industry as a whole heads towards net zero emissions. The impact of COVID-19 could have been so much worse in Western Australia, save for the really constructive relationship that emerged between government and industry, and especially via the CME, to make sure that to the extent it was possible there was continuity of mining operations. I think, as the Premier quite rightly put it, who else is going to pay for the schools, the hospitals and the police stations? So I think that was a really constructive response, and to the credit of industry and our employees, there was a level of flexibility and really responsive, constructive behaviour to add to the safety concerns in and around the workforce and making sure people were looked after to the best extent possible. So for all that, I think we came out of it in a really good light. As you say, people looking from the outside into the mining industry, I think, could only have got a constructive view about the important part that we play in the economy. I alluded earlier to the importance of the battery raw materials sphere, and I'm confident that that's going to become a really big part of the future of the mining industry. Such an important suite of commodities that is quite literally changing the globe, the way that we generate power, the way that we distribute power, and the electrification of the transport industry and energy storage are really important dynamics for the global economy. And the mining industry has a really important part to play in providing the raw materials that supports that change. To me, this could very well be the number one theme for the mining industry going forward. A future-facing industry as opposed to dealing with legacies, for example, like fossil fuels. Another opportunity to demonstrate the importance the important part that the mining industry plays in the global economy. And lastly, a valuable demonstration of the contribution that the mining industry makes with a view to attracting the next wave of new mining professionals that we inevitably need for our industry. I just think that people, should in some way, shape or form be attracted to that, because there's not that many other careers where you can be given, so much responsibility at such a relatively young age. The mining industry now, and especially when you think about that battery raw material subset, is now very much future facing. That's an industry that's ultimately going to change the world, and why wouldn't you want to be a part of that?